Hey guys, it's Bro WACK, and today I'm gonna make my final thoughts about Call of Duty Ghosts. This is kind of like my final review for Call of Duty Ghosts because I've been playing a lot of Ghosts lately and I gave my first thoughts on it, but today I felt like I've played enough Call of Duty Ghosts to give a good solid opinion, but opinions can change throughout the year, but I just want to make this commentary fresh out the start so I can give my final thoughts, and maybe later on in the year give my final thoughts part 2, because you know, patches always come out, things always are changing with the Call of Duty. But today we're going to be talking about the campaign, squads mode, extinction, and most importantly the multiplayer, but I'm going to save that for the last part. But today I'm just going to give my final thoughts for Call of Duty Ghosts. So this will be a long commentary. I already know it because there's a lot to talk about. So let's not waste any time. Let's get started with the campaign. I'm going to keep this very short because, you know, the campaign's not really a make or break for the Call of Duty. But the campaign, it was a really fun campaign. It was about the Ghost Squads, and it wasn't related with Modern Warfare 3, 2, or Call of Duty 4 at all. It was a brand new experience, a brand new story, and I kind of like that. It's a fresh new story to learn in the Call of Duty series. I won't spoil anything in case you guys were wondering, so I won't spoil the ending or anything, but there were a lot of stealth missions, a lot of go in and go loud missions. It was a good mix of missions, but I felt like it wasn't the best campaign in the world, but it wasn't the worst campaign in the world. I might be able to go back and play it on like a harder difficulty, but it's nothing to write home about. It's not something that I really like, oh my god, so I was playing Call of Duty Ghost campaign, and then I shot a guy, then I broke through the window, and it was all crazy and all that. It's like, there were a few parts where it's like, oh my god, this is cool. Like one time you're like jumping through a building, and then you're like skydiving, and it's like, it was so cool, so epic. You broke through a building, and that was an epic mission. There were a lot of cool epic missions, and there were a lot of cool stealthy missions, like the part where you get to play as the dog and then get to kill some people as the dog. So those are pretty cool missions. I like the dog feature, like Riley the dog. That was a cool companion. But overall, the campaign, it was pretty good. It was pretty solid. It wasn't the best campaign, but then again, it wasn't the worst campaign. There were a few spots that I just really did like I already named them, but there were also a few spots where I just it was kind of boring. I was kind of falling asleep. So let's talk about Extinction real fast, because Extinction usually follows the campaign. It's kind of like the zombies for Infinity Ward, and Extinction mode is, I played it and I had the mentality like, okay, this is gonna be kind of like zombies but kind of not. I had that mentality when going in it, and I had no idea what to do. When I played Black Ops 2, when I played zombies, I pretty much knew what to do. It was the same as Black Ops 1, just on a different map somewhat. So I didn't know what to do, but I knew I had to survive, so I went in Extinction. I got the drill. I started drilling these alien things, and it was confusing, really weird. It was nothing like Black Ops 2 zombies, Black Ops 1 zombies. It was not zombies at all. It was Infinity Ward's try at zombies somewhat. It was with aliens, but really, it's nothing I can play for hours upon hours, and I really don't see a lot of people going crazy for Extinction mode. It's something like, I don't know, I feel like Extinction mode is something you really love, or something you don't really care for. If you love Extinction mode, then awesome. Maybe I just don't know how to play it. I played it a couple of times, but it's not something I really do like at first. Maybe I just gotta get good at it. Maybe I just gotta play it a little bit more. But Extinction mode, it's something I just don't really like that much. It was a good try at first. Maybe I just gotta play it some more, but it's not my cup of tea. So let's go into the multiplayer, but let's talk about squad modes real fast, because squad modes is a new implementation. That, I don't think that's a word. It was something brought by Infinity Ward to help new players get used to Call of Duty Ghosts. And I made a commentary about squad modes of how to get better at Call of Duty Ghost, and what you did was you go into squad modes, and what you do is you play against bots, but you also play with people around the world. It's somewhat like combat training, but instead of bots on your team, you have real life players. So it kind of dips your feet in the water multiplayer. Call of Duty Ghost multiplayer is so much different than other Call of Duties, so if you really did want to get used to Call of Duty and the whole feel, what you would do is play squad modes, use a whole bunch of different guns, different kill streaks, find the setup that works for you, and then go into multiplayer and then use those setups, and you probably will do better than if you just went straight into multiplayer like what I did. So I probably should have gone in squad modes and then multiplayer, but squad modes is actually pretty fun. It's somewhat like the combat training of Call of Duty Ghosts, so it's a fun game mode, but I like multiplayer way more. So now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of a Call of Duty, which is the multiplayer. This is what you spend hours upon hours if you're a big Call of Duty fan. You play a bunch of multiplayer in Call of Duty, so Call of Duty Ghosts multiplayer is somewhat different than, say, Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 3's. And I think the big key feature about Call of Duty Ghosts is that you die so much faster. In Black Ops 2, if you went and go play Black Ops 2 right now after playing hours upon hours of Ghosts, you'll notice that you die so much slower in Black Ops 2 than what you did in Call of Duty Ghosts. And right away, when I first saw that, I thought that was a bad thing. I thought, oh my god, why would that be a cool thing to die so much faster in Ghost? But then I realized, like, this is a different Call of Duty. It's not going to be the same as other Call of Duties, like exactly the same, like copy and paste. There's going to be some key different features, and this is one of them. Like, I just got to get used to it. I got to get used to the fact that you do die faster, so you have to be way more careful than if you weren't playing a different Call of Duty, if that makes sense. I just got to be more cautious, like, alright, I die faster, I can't do other things. So that was another key feature, but I think the reason that it's a good thing that you die faster is that it balances out the weapons. Like, there are so many different weapons and so many different key features that I feel like it balances out the weapons. Sure, there are weapons and guns that are better, like the MSBS is one of them. Like, there are some guns that are better than others, which will probably be patched in the near future, but I feel like other guns can also do well. Like, I don't think there's one gun that does suck against another gun. Like, the Remington is good, the Honey Badger is good, the MSBS is really freaking good, which I think is going to be patched soon. What else? I love the Vector, the Vepr, what else? What other gun? The one submachine gun with the silencer is also good. The chainsaw is really freaking amazing. The LMGs I haven't got into that much, besides the chainsaw. The snipers are really good. I'll get more into the snipers, but I feel like the weapons, I guess we can segue into the weapons, but I feel like the weapons are really balanced in Ghost. Sure, there are a few guns, such as the MSBS, that are good, but there's always going to be that one weapon that's better. You can look in past Call of Duty histories that there's always that one overpowered gun. But the weapons are really, really balanced. You see a ton of different weapons, snipers, LMGs, ARs, SMGs, just tons of different weapons. And that's what I love about Ghosts. I feel like the weapons are balanced. Let's talk about the snipers since we are on the topic of guns. The snipers are somewhat different than in Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, and all different Call of Duties. They're dual rendered scope, which means you can still see the map, but around your peripheral vision, I have trouble saying that word, around your peripheral vision, it's all blurred out and stuff, but you can still see around you. I really do like the snipers. I can quick scope. I do a pretty good job with quick scoping. I don't know if it's easier or if I'm just getting better at quick scoping. I like to think I'm getting better at quick scoping rather than it's easier. But the snipers, I feel like, are balanced, and they're not too overpowered, not too underpowered. They're really fun to use. If you haven't tried a sniper, use it. They're really fun. But yeah, those are snipers. So we talked about guns. Let's talk about perks real fast. So I think this is the game that has the most perks in a Call of Duty. I think it is. You could argue World at War, I think. I think Ghost has more perks, but there are so many different kinds of perks. A lot of new ones and a lot of the same old ones. Like there's Gambler, ICU, stuff like that are brand new. And then you have your classic Sleight of Hand, Agility, Marathon, Stalker. I love all the perks. There isn't really one perk besides Deadeye that isn't really better than the other perks. Now, Deadeye is worth 5 points. And I'm not going to explain Deadeye, I'm sure you know about it, but I feel like the perks are pretty balanced out. Specialists I love to use. I love the Specialist package in here. It's just a fun thing to use when playing in free-for-all and domination, but also the kill streaks. I guess we can segue into the kill streaks. The kill streaks are also really fun to use, but I feel like there aren't a lot of good kill streaks. Like, I love the K9 units, I love the Helo Scouts. Just there's no kill streak that's just really like, all right, that's the kill streak I want to use because it's so overpowered. It's like I feel like I have more fun using the Specialist package than if I were to use the Soul package. And the Support package, I feel like nobody uses. There's always that one guy that's like, I want to be the supporter of my team, and they only use SATCOMs and ammo crates. So I don't know, the kill streaks, they're alright. right. There's no overpowered kill streaks, which I really like, but I feel like there's no underpowered kill streaks. They're really good, really balanced. There's no lock-on launchers, so the helicopters don't get shot down right away. The King Strike is one of my favorite kill streaks, of course, because you guys know how I am. I love the Moab. The King Strike, it's the same idea of the Moab, except that you can get in a care package on Strike Zone and other maps too. Just it's the same 25 gun kill streak, everyone has it, and you can call it in and boom, it changes the map and all. And I guess let's segue into the maps. That's one other big thing, and it'll be the last thing on our list is the maps in Call of Duty Ghost. Now, I can talk about the maps forever, but I only have limited time. I'm already over 10 minutes, so the maps in Call of Duty Ghosts, it's give or take. There are some maps that I love, such as Warhawk, such as Whiteout, I think it's called, and other maps that are pretty good, but then there are maps such as, like, God, what's Flooded? Flooded, it's like a give or take map. It doesn't look good. It plays alright. It's just, some maps are just so depressing, so bad, so uncolorful, just terrible design. But then there are some maps that I love, like such as Sovereign, which is pretty colorful, such as Warhawk, which is play really well for kill confirm, cranked, domination. Strike Zone, it's give or take. Free for all, it sucks. If you guys don't know, I love free for all. But the maps in Call of Duty Ghosts, I feel like they're so much bigger, but it also plays better. I don't know, I got tired of always playing on tight maps such as Grind from Black Ops 2. A map like Stonehaven though, it's way too big. But some people are comparing Call of Duty Ghost maps to Battlefield maps. No, they're not as big as Battlefield, but they're pretty big, just not as big as Battlefield. You can fly jets on Battlefield. You can't fly a jet in Call of Duty Ghost. I think the biggest map in Ghost is it's Stonehenge, right? Oh no, it's Stonehaven. I get those two mixed up. It's the biggest map with the freaking castle, alright? You guys know what I'm talking about. It's big, but not Battlefield big. But I feel like that map is just too big. It's way too big. You can't even play free-for-all on it just because it is so freaking huge. You can't play free-for-all on half the maps, not half the maps, like 1/4 of the maps just because they are so huge. A lot of people are complaining, it's like, oh, the maps are too big, I can't play Call of Duty on such a big map. Because you gotta adjust to it. You gotta adjust to Call of Duty Ghosts, and I guess that's my final verdict, is that Call of Duty Ghosts, it's a good Call of Duty. If it's your first Call of Duty, then you're gonna be pretty impressed by it. But if you've been playing Call of Duty since Call of Duty 4, then you might have trouble getting adjusted to it, or you just might not like it. And that, I'm fine with that, you know. Call of Duty Ghosts, it's not the best Call of Duty that I've seen so far, but it's also a pretty fun Call of Duty if you have fun with it. If you use different setups, different kill streaks, play on different maps, different game modes, you're gonna have a fun time. If you use the same weapon with the same setup and only play cranked, you're not gonna have a fun time. And that's my final thoughts on Call of Duty Ghost. It's a fun game, you just have to adjust to it. And that's my final thoughts. Let me know what you think about Call of Duty Ghosts. If you want to talk about the guns, the maps, what you think about dying super fast. I will talk about future DLCs, and I will have a lot more fun with Call of Duty Ghosts. So enjoy Call of Duty Ghost. If you hate it, just give it a chance. Just play it a few times, play different game modes, different setups. Use fun setups too. And just enjoy it when the time being, and I will see you in the future when I will be talking about future DLC, and have an amazing day.